Good Wednesday evening, June 4th, and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The Grant County PUD will separate into two divisions this month, retail operations and power and market operations to increase efficiency. NCW Life's reporting on harassment and management issues at Wenatchee Valley College has won an award for achievement in journalism. Our temperatures will remain above normal this week, with possible record-setting heat this weekend. Your full local weather forecast is coming up. A $20,000 reward is now offered for the public's help in finding Travis Decker, the man wanted for murder in the deaths of his three daughters. Wenatchee Police and the Chelan County Sheriff's Office held a press conference Tuesday to update what's known about the tragic deaths of Olivia, Evelyn, and Peyton Decker. The three children were found dead Monday in a remote corner of the upper Icicle Creek Valley, allegedly at their father's hands. Travis Decker failed to return the girls to their mother after a scheduled visit on May 30th. He's now charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of first-degree kidnapping. Sheriff Mike Morrison said the backwoods search for Decker still continues, with multiple federal agencies participating.
U.S. Border Patrol, Homeland Security Investigations, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Marshal's Office. They did an extensive search today, in addition to the Air National Guard, bringing in aviation supplies to come in, fly over there. We had drones in the air. We've been conducting a search since early this morning up until later on this afternoon. That, unfortunately, has not allowed us to locate the suspect yet, but we are not done searching. As we speak, the Marshal's Office, the FBI, they're processing leads, they're conducting follow-up, and we will not rest until Travis is located. Travis, if you're listening, this is your opportunity to turn yourself in. Do the right thing, do what you need to do, and take accountability for your actions. We're not going to go away, we're not going to rest, and we're going to make sure we find you. You will be brought to justice. Those young ladies deserve it.
The Grant County PUD will separate into two divisions this month, retail operations and power and market operations. That to increase efficiency. Former Chief Customer Officer Ty Ehrman will become Vice President of Retail Operations and will oversee infrastructure and services, while former Chief Operating Officer Jeff Grizel will serve as Vice President of Power and Market Operations. He'll oversee hydropower and future generation operations. Both Ehrman and Grizel will report directly to PUD General Manager and Chief Executive Officer John Mertlich. The PUD says the new division structure will go into effect on June 20th and will not result in the layoffs or demotions of any employees. Chelan County Commissioners on Tuesday again deferred a decision to pay for a chief deputy position in the auditor's office, the third discussion on the matter in a month. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that Skip Moore, the county auditor, told commissioners on May 6th that he will not seek re-election next year and would not complete his current term due to the repeated denials of his staffing request. Moore estimated the position would cost a little over $112,000. 2 of the 3 commissioners expressed support for Moore's request, with Commissioner Brad Hawkins citing his ongoing concerns about the county's $4.1 million general fund shortfall. The commissioners this week delayed a vote on the matter and will revisit the proposal next week. Robette Schmidt of Whitten Manufacturing Compost Works has been recognized for her work in the field of waste reduction. Schmidt was awarded the Individual Recycler of the Year award from the Washington State Recycling Association during their annual conference last month. The association highlights individuals, businesses, government agencies, and community organizations that strengthen and expand recycling practices across the state. Schmidt was given the honor for going above and beyond her role as the sales and marketing manager for Whitten Compost, which reclaims food waste to make soil nutrients. The association called Schmidt a tireless advocate for change, with one highlight spotlighting her successful push to establish the first business organics management area on the east side of the Cascades. When we come back, fire crews this afternoon were coping with the 2-alarm brush fire along Highway 28 south of Rock Island Dam. And NCWLIFE's reporting on harassment and management issues at Wenatchee Valley College has won an award for achievement in journalism. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
The joys of sitting in traffic, burning gas, donating your paycheck to parking enforcement. Or you could join us this June for Ride Transit Month. On Link, you ride for free, anytime, anywhere. Plus, Link's electric buses run on clean local hydropower. Thanks, Columbia River. So while you're saving some cash, you're also saving a planet. So hop on board Link for Ride Transit Month. Stress-free, wallet-friendly, eco-smart.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Fire crews this afternoon were coping with the 2-alarm brush fire along Highway 28 south of Rock Island Dam. Reported about 1:15 p.m., the Rock Island Dam fire burned about 21 acres, consuming dry vegetation near a quarry and a State Patrol way station. Wenatchee Valley firefighters built a perimeter around the fire within an hour, and it was largely under control by 3 p.m. Fire Chief Brian Brett said a department helicopter ran through its fuel tank battling the blaze, which was hot enough to burn through some hoses. No structures were damaged and no one injured in that fire. The North Central Washington Arts Alliance is looking for someone to lead it into its next chapter. NCW Arts is a nonprofit made up of local artists, educators, and business owners who work to support art events and initiatives. The nonprofit announced an opening for a part-time executive director this week to strengthen partnerships and support regional art programming. Responsibilities include advising the board on policies and programs, managing community and donor relations, and strategic outreach, among other duties. For more information on the job, visit the North Central Washington Arts Alliance webpage. The Greater Wenatchee Toy Show has returned, but this time for summer. The toy convention has previously been a Halloween event. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. this Saturday, the Wanache Convention Center will be full of a wide variety of toys and collectibles spanning all the way back to the 1950s. Present at the toy show will be actress Melanie Cohn, who voiced the cartoon character Lucy Van Pelt in the Charlie Brown movies. She'll be taking photos with attendees and autographing vintage items in celebration of the Peanut Comics' 75th anniversary. Admission to the toy show will be $5 per person, but children ages 12 and under are free. NCWLIFE's reporting on harassment and management issues at Wenatchee Valley College has won an award for achievement in journalism. Campus Crisis, a half-hour special which first aired here on our station back in October, earned first place in the at-large multimedia storytelling category from the Society of Professional Journalists. Headed by NCWLIFE reporter Jordan Gonzalez, Campus Crisis won out over news projects from throughout Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Alaska. The at-large multimedia category recognizes combined print, video, and online news features. Judges called Campus Crisis excellent, in-depth reporting on a sensitive and complex issue. We're very proud of Jordan and our whole production team. You can watch Campus Crisis again and read the associated articles anytime on NCWLIFE.com. Here's a preview of what you'll see.
Wenatchee Valley College is a two-campus public community college located in central Washington state. In a months-long special investigation, NCWLIFE spoke with 6 women who have previously worked or currently work at the institution. The women spoke of harassment by male colleagues, lack of action by leadership, and a toxic work environment that's driving women and people of color away from the campus. They say some of those who've left, including themselves, would have stayed if not for the college's culture. It's culminated in a $5 million lawsuit from one of its own professors accusing WVC of fostering a hostile work environment. The stories included in this report are also guided by public records obtained by NCWLIFE. This is Campus Crisis: Harassment at Wenatchee Valley College.
Coming up next, all things noxious weeds. Coming up in tonight's feature story, unseasonably warm temperatures are expected through the week with possible record-setting heat this weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the PNW for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some summer smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. It's the summer of good, only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Celebrate the class of 2025 with the NCWLIFE channel. Tune in for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee ceremony Friday, June 6th, starting at 6 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Community Glass, Feller Orthodontics, Focal Point Educational Services, Harvest Valley Pest Control, and Iwa Sushi and Grill. Join us for live coverage of Eastmont Wenatchee's graduation Friday, June 6th on the NCWLIFE channel.
Noxious weeds can ruin your lawn, your nature walk, and if you're a farmer, even your livelihood. Next Thursday, Chelan County and the Chelan-Douglas Land Trust team up for an outdoor clinic on noxious weeds, how to recognize them, how to report them, and how to help stamp them out. That's Thursday, June 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Saddle Rock Trailhead. In tonight's feature story, Chelan County's Noxious Weed Coordinator sat down to talk with us about the event.
My name is Adam Flieger. I'm the Chelan County Noxious Weed Coordinator. Noxious weed is a weed that has not only just a nuisance to the landowner, but it actually has legal status in the state of Washington. So there's a couple different levels of noxious weeds in the state, class A, Bs, and Cs. Those weeds are weeds that we don't want on the landscape. So we work with landowners to get rid of those weeds through a variety of, integrated weed management practices. There's probably our 3 highest concern noxious weeds, and then our 3 probably more common noxious weeds. A common one here in Wenatchee area is goat heads, and actually we found our very first goat head today, germinated. And so with these hot temperatures coming up this weekend, we're gonna start really seeing more goat heads germinating throughout this area. In the springtime, one of our common noxious weeds that we're working on is white top. And that's very prevalent for this area here. We've had an ongoing battle with white top. So it kind of depends on exact location and the timing of the season of what our most common noxious weeds are, but those are 2 really relatively prevalent ones in this area. Depending upon the noxious weed that is on your property, you do have legal obligations to control that noxious weed. That's state code RCW 1710. And those control methods can be different depending on the plant, but that's generally to stop the spread in the seed of the plant. Yeah, it's one of our many outreach opportunities that we partake in, similar to some of the farmers markets. We go to all the farmers markets and some of the Earth Day events. And the Chelan Douglas Land Trust reached out to us to be a partner in this program to identify noxious weeds and do a little taxonomic breakouts, as well as just a little reporting on some of the common noxious weeds and a little bit about them. So we're excited to do this event. It'll be the second one we've done since 2023. So we are again working with the Land Trust, and we've populated a list of noxious weeds that we can collect right now that we're going to bring to this workshop, that folks are going to be able to look at and identify and look at the different characteristics of that plant, so they can really get a hands-on look at these noxious weeds and what characteristics make them noxious.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a good Wednesday, and I'll tell you what, not a bad day out there. A few more clouds than we kind of expected, and boy, it made for some beautiful video up at Lake Wanache today, and boy, wouldn't it have been a great day to be up that way. Some dramatic dark clouds that way, but really no precipitation around our area today, and just a little bit of snow still on the peaks of the Cascades in western Chelan County. As we move in through the week and into the weekend, we talked about it yesterday, it is really going to warm up as we get into Thursday. 85 our high. We're going to go up to 88 by the time we end our week on Friday. And then look at this period, Saturday through Tuesday, highlighted by Sunday and Monday, 98 and 96. Moses Lake, you will be in the upper 90s, as well as Omak, 98 and 98 coming up end of the weekend and the first part of the next week. And it's going to be plenty hot to start the weekend too. Today we topped off unofficially at 80 degrees. 76 is where we should be for this time of year. 98 our record high. That was set in 1969. We started off the day this morning at 57, 4 degrees above our normal low of 53. Sunrise 5:06 this morning, and the sun sets tonight at 8:53. All right, your Thursday temperatures. This begins our slow warm up into the weekend. 86 Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. Wenatchee, we will see about 85 tomorrow. 84 for Entiat and Chelan. Also, you folks up in Omak will see a high of about 84. Even low 80s for Lake Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Cashmere, your high tomorrow at 84 degrees. Taking a look at what we can expect tonight. High pressure in control of our weather pattern. I'll tell you, a weak system did move through, brought a few of those clouds today, and a few of those will hang out tonight in the Cascades, but overnight lows tonight pretty seasonal in the low to mid 50s, generally mid 50s. For your Thursday, look at the clear skies throughout Washington State. We will warm up into the mid 80s for almost all of North Central and into eastern Washington for Thursday, and that warm up continues as we get into the end of the week. We will see some breezy conditions though on Friday because of this trough of low pressure in Montana, high pressure to our west, so expect that Friday afternoon, but not before we top off in the upper 80s late in the day. For Saturday, kicking off the weekend, it's going to be a hot one. Sunny and warmer. High temperatures Saturday afternoon into the mid 90s. So there is a heat risk this weekend and into Monday for you folks sensitive to heat. For Sunday, sunny and even hotter. Could be a record-setting day for us on Sunday with high temperatures in the upper 90s. We will have the same weather that all the way down in the southwest the folks are feeling down that way as we get into the weekend. For Monday, sunny and breezy once again. We'll see it right here in north central Washington. Another trough of low pressure to our east settles in. Unseasonably hot weather continues though on Monday with afternoon highs into the mid 90s. For your Tuesday, sunny, once again a bit breezy in the afternoon. There's that low pressure system. It's going to be parked in northeastern Washington. That'll kick up the wind, bring in some cooler air, but not much. We're still going to see highs on Tuesday into the low 90s. 7-day forecast, overnight 55 tonight, 85 and sunny Thursday, a bit breezy Friday with mostly sunny skies and 88 for the high temperature. And then look at the weekend, 94 Saturday, almost 100 degrees with sunshine on Sunday. We're going to stay hot with some windy conditions Monday and 96. Still breezy
breezy for Tuesday with lots of sunshine. High temperature then 91 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCW Life Evening News continues right after this.
Celebrate the class of 2025 with the NCW Life channel. Tune in for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee's ceremony Friday, June 6th, starting at 6 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Latimer Integrative Chiropractic and Rehab, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley College, and Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee's graduation Friday, June 6th on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
What once was old now is new to the NCW Life channel. Tune in for Bonanza, Superman, The Andy Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Invisible Man, The Lone Ranger, and The Lucy Show. Check your program guide for classic programming on NCW Life channel, your local TV station.
And a good Wednesday to you. Baltimore knocked out Seattle in the first of a three-game series, 5-1 last night. George Kirby had to exit the game following 5 innings on the mound after being hit in the face by a line drive. It was not pretty. The Orioles led 2-1 at that point and went on for their 4th straight victory.
In the air, out to right. Tavares fighting the sun, reaching out to make the play. Rutschman is tagging. It's a good throw. The play at the plate. Not in time! Fly ball to right field. Tag back there. Rowdy Tellez leaving the yard. Off the hit it here, Cafe.
Well, the big man jumps all over a mistake from Sugano. He goes after him with the curveball. And this baby just hangs up high. And Rowdy just absolutely pounds this one into the seats in right field.
That smashed up the middle for a base hit to drive in Rutschman. Henderson zipping around second, going to third on an RBI base hit from Ryan O'Hearn, who's been on board all 3 times tonight, and he makes it a 2-1 Baltimore lead.
Kirby ready is 1-2. Swung on line drive that hits Kirby. It glances right to Tellez, who stomps on first base to get the out. Oh, that's not good. He got hit hard. George bleeding from his mouth.
They're going to get treatment on him right away. They're going to head straight down into the dugout.
Cowser hits it well out to left field. Arozarena going back, turn it around. It is gone. Welcome back, Colton Cowser. Swing and a miss. Rowdy is down on strikes. That will finish the ball game, and the Orioles have their best win streak of the season. They come to Seattle. They score early and often. They pound out 13 hits, and they roll 5-1.
Rowdy Tellez accounted for Seattle's only run with a solo home run. The 2 teams meet again tonight at 6:40. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Seattle's loss combined with Houston's 4-0 win over Pittsburgh means a flip-flop atop the American League West. Astros now lead by a half game over the Mariners. In other action by division teams, the Athletics fell to the Twins 10-3. The Angels beat Boston 4-3 in 10 innings. Tampa Bay topped Texas by a final of 5-1. Blake Sandvig and 3 relievers combine on Wenatchee's 2nd shutout of the season as the Apple Sox opened a 3-game series against Kelowna with a big 13-0 win last night. Sandvig allowed just 3 hits over 6 innings while striking out 7 to earn the victory. Noah Fields was a last-minute replacement in the lineup for Coach Mitch Darlington due to an illness and hit an opposite field 2-run home run. That was in the first inning. Sox added 6 more runs in the 4th, bringing 10 men to the plate
tonight with the big hit coming from a two-run triple by Jack McWilliams. Wanache added 2 more runs in the 5th, a couple of more in the 7th on Cade Martinez's 2-run double. I was alongside Brandon Schmitten with the call here on the NCW Life channel.
So 1 in scoring position for the Apple Sox.
Yeah,
this pitch swung on and a well-hit ball deep to right field. Right fielder going back and runs into the fence, and he runs out of room. And a 2-run home run for Noah Fields. Wasn't even expecting to play, and he comes in and smacks and gives Wenatchee a 2-0 lead.
As you were talking about, that wind is carrying, and he got that up in the wind a little bit with a lot of power and sailed out of here.
2-1 the count to McWilliams here with the bases jammed, 2 outs. Pitch on the way, bounces in, goes all the way to the backstop. Runner from third breaks home and he scores. Apple Sox are up 5-0. I call it a short porch here, Paul Thomas. It's pitched on a line drive to right field. Going to be extra bases. Going to score 2.
Should be a triple
right
here.
fielder Slater finally comes up with a rounding second, heading for third. Here's the throw-in. It got off the cutoff man and down to third base. He was. McWilliams with a 2-run triple. Apple Sox continue to lead it here. 7-0. And the pitch by Webster. Swung on, and this is going to drop in for a base hit. This is going to score another run. Apple Sox up 8-0. Firestone out at home on the fielder's choice. This pitch goes behind the base or the hitter, and sliding in safely on the wild pitch from third base on the play is Quincy Marlboro. The Apple Sox extend the lead to 9-0. Of consecutive wins for the Oakland A's at the time. Swung on a base hit right up the middle here. 1-run scores. Apple Sox probably could have gotten more than that, but when you're up 10-0, you don't try to rub it in. Brady Bean comes home to score. Had 3 batters hit by a pitch for the Apple Sox tonight, and he'll swing at the first pitch here and hit it out to right field. It goes over the right fielder's head, and that's going to score a bunch as 1 run comes home, 2 runs come home, and now
got somebody hung out to dry.
And we got a runner hung out to dry here as having to try to come home was the runner at third base, and now he's tagged down. That's Jake Sanko. 3-2 count. And a swing and a miss, and that'll do it. The Apple Sox pitching staff, fantastic here tonight.
Wenatchee improved to 3-1 with their 3rd straight win and will host Kelowna again tonight at 6:35 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. In other West Coast League play last night, Cal Young and 4 relievers combined on a 2-hit shutout to Bellingham as the Bells beat, for Bellingham that is, as the Bells beat Kamloops by a final of 3-0. Jacob Hayes hit a 2-run home run to help Nanaimo win at Port Angeles 7-0. Jackson Fox was 4 for 5 with 2 runs and 2 RBI as Edmonton pounded out 16 hits in a 13-3 win over Victoria. The Marion Berries, my wife's favorite team now, won their debut game in the West Coast League, scoring 4 runs in the first inning and going on for a 9-3 win in Ridgefield. Jordan Lewis hit the first pitch he saw over the fence to lead off the bottom of the first inning for Portland as the Pickles improved to 4-0 with a 4-3 win over Corvallis. Ben took advantage of 6 Springfield errors as the Elks beat the Drifters 11-2. Yakima Valley scored 2 runs on 3 errors in the bottom of the 4th inning and made it hold up for a 2-1 win over Walla Walla. That's Check It Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.